I'm scared. What if the barn elf comes?
Look, we're in Norway. Nothing bad ever happens here.
Hey, what's up, Vita, and welcome back to the Dark Movie channel. It's the start of the holiday month. It's soon Christmas already, if you celebrate it. It's actually really weird to think about. It's that it's almost Christmas and the end of this year. It is honestly very kind of scary, almost. But I thought the best way to celebrate, I guess, this kind of like start of the month, I will be reviewing a movie that I watched quite a while back in like 10th of November. But there's something in the barn. If you don't really know a lot about this movie, that's totally understandable. I mean, it is kind of a foreign film. Not many people I think really knows about it, except like Norwegians, because this movie is actually from my country, Norway, and it has some of these like Norwegian legends in it. I will say that you do not need to know any Norwegian, of course. Yes, there's some Norwegian lines in there, but they do mostly speak English. So, if you want a brief plot, it goes by this. An American family fulfills their dream of moving back to their roots after inheriting a remote cabin in the woods or mountains of Norway. But there's a surprise waiting for them in the barn. So that's the brief plot, and I will say, while I do think it has some moments in it, it didn't quite stick as probably many people or other people or like my friends, at least one of my friend really liked it. I enjoyed some of the humor and some of the acting, of course. I really do think what it's lacked is just a really slow movie, at least from the start to like half. It takes a while to kind of get to the real stuff or more of the action. At least that is what I thought. That's coming from a guy that has watched it 2 times now, both in the theaters. I do think it has a great premise, with like that kind of like barn elf and like attacking this family and stuff like that. And a few kills we get in this movie are done pretty fun, I guess, in a fun way. For a PG-13, to correct me down in the comments, but I do think, if I remember, it is PG-13. And I will say that I really enjoyed the family and the family dynamic. It really just works great in this movie with like Martin Starr. And what really shocked me is that I looked at the cast like after the movie was done, and I was leaving the cinema, and I was like, I recognized who that is, but I can't quite recognize or remember what the movies he's been in. And I know now he's been in 3 of the Tom Holland movies, and those 3 are Homecoming, Spider-Man Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home. All of those is him in it, and also he has played in a movie called Dead Snow 2. And then we have Amrita Acharya. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering that name, but I haven't seen a lot of her work, and the only ones I've seen is There's Something in the Barn Now, and also, like I mentioned before, Dead Snow 2 or Red versus Dead. And by the way, those 2 movies are really fun. The Dead Snow movies, you should definitely check them out. But we also have so Zoe Wincher Hansen. I don't know how to say that, but hopefully I'm doing that right. And then Townes Bunner. I totally butchered that name, but they were all great. Okay, they were a perfect family dynamic. They were great in the role. And now, what I thought was the funniest parts is whenever Kalle Wang Larsen or Henriette Steinstrup spoke. Probably did not know what the fuck I just said, but they were Norwegian names. So yeah. And I will say, I didn't laugh a lot of them, but they were the funniest parts with some like interesting, kind of humor that we'll get into later. But they were the funniest parts, and but it's just I didn't I didn't find it so kind of like funny. But I will say those two, Kalle and Henriette, they are one of the two Norwegian legends in this movie. Both of them are great.
Har vi ett romantisk ögonblick nu?
Käre vän, jag tror faktiskt att du är yngre än sönnen min.
Så där. Kanske därför jag är nej. Nej, men okej.
For the last thing I wanted to say kind of about the goods about this movie is that whenever it picks up like the action, I guess, and it starts happening, I really enjoyed it. I was sitting there like eating up my popcorn like, okay, this is so great. This is so fun. This is so fun, and I want more of that. It is just really the first and second act that was like, it is like just not my cup of tea, I guess. It's not really just great, but then when a lot of action happening, it was just so fun. And like, I could see myself like rewatching it, but like, because of those moments that like the third act and stuff like that, they almost carried the whole movie. And it's just okay, I'm going to describe the like rest of the film. It is kind of just meh. It's not great, it's fine. Nothing to compare to that last act, but it is a push down. So for There's Something in the Barn, I'm giving horror 4 out of 10. This isn't really like scary, but it has some moments of horror, like some kills, blood, and all of stuff like that. And then for acting and dialogue, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. I think most of the acting was great with the family dynamic, and that was like all just great, but it just lacks that like with the dialogue and mostly humor, at least for me. And now with the storytelling, I'm giving it 6 out of 10. While I do think it's very slow at the start, I enjoyed the storytelling with the, like last act and his family, and how like these barn elves are killing people. They are pretty cool. Now that I like it, does it deserve my recognition? I did like it, so I think I will. It does deserve it, but like, it's not great, but it's a tiny bit fun. So overall, my score of this movie is a 5 out of 10, or a 2 out of 5 stars if you're counting Letterboxd, Rotten Tomatoes, or any other places with stars. Now, if I were to give it a critical rating, I would actually have to give it an B+. And will I be recommending this movie? I will say both yes and no. While I do think it's fun, it lacks humor, and the last part kind of just carried the whole movie. And that's just not... It's just not. No, just no. But hey, that's just my honest review of this movie. Now, leave it up to you. Have you even seen or heard of this movie? Please let me down in the comments. Start a conversation with people. Just connect with me through my social media platforms. I have Twitter or X, if you want to call it that. Instagram, TikTok. I even have a Discord if you want to join that. I do also have a letterbox if you want to see my hot takes, because I definitely have some hot takes in there that you probably would be pissed on. But hope you at least enjoy this review, and keep in mind, I'm just a person with an opinion. You do not have to agree, but please let me down in the comments what you disagree or what you actually agree with me. And also, I have a subscriber goal of 500 subscribers by the end of this year. I was really lucky. I said I wanted 200 subscribers by the end of this year, and here I am with 200 subscribers. So thank you all. But it really means a lot to me if you subscribe, or heck, just even like really means a lot to me, you know. If you just click that like button, you know, you will kind of notify me that you actually liked my content and you want more. And I'll see you guys in another video. Peace out.
Jingle bells, jingle bells.